to make sure that it meets China's standards so they can show those films there. American corporations threaten states whose democratically elected leaders pass laws they object to. They have every right to in our democracy to object. But they will fire American employees and ban messages that risk getting their corporation kicked out of the Chinese market. And American teenagers are already turning over valuable personal data to the Chinese government on an hourly basis in exchange for the ability to watch, what I will admit, are clever videos on TikTok. And yet this is nothing compared to the world that awaits if we do not take action. And on this, the lessons of history could not be clearer. Athens emerged from the Second Persian War a great power, but their greatness made them decadent and complacent. They thought nothing would ever change, that they could ignore important problems, they could focus on the trivial. And so when conflict finally came, initially they used their superior navy to attack Sparta and retreat behind the safety of the city's walls, and that worked for a little while. And then a plague decimated the city, and more enemies of theirs sensed their weakness and joined the fight against them.
Shalom. I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Ba'ashim, Yahweh Shai Ba'ashim, Kakadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace, blessings, and salutations. Peace and sincere Akim out there pushing the truth across the four corners of earth. All right. And, man, these America's press, boy, they said, hey, this is what the scriptures mean when they say that the king's heart is in the hands of the Lord. In Revelation 17:16 says, and the 10 horns which shall source upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. For the Most High hath put it in their hearts to fulfill his will, and to agree, and give their kingdom unto the beast, unto the words of the Most High shall be fulfilled. And the thing about it is, because we really give glory to the Heavenly Father, you know, and his Son, but these other nations, the reason that they even joined in leagues with America, they followed America, they did all this stuff copying after America, is because the Heavenly Father put it in their heart to do so. He put it in their mind to do so. All right, even after all of the wicked shit that they did to these different other nations, which really was never forgiven, but you know they had to deal because America was just it's the beast, man. You know, you gotta deal with the beast according to how he wants, you know, that they want to be dealt with. All right, South America, China, different parts of South Africa. All right, all these different, you know, places in the Middle East and in Eastern Europe and Europe, all these different places where, you know, they once were at war or they once had conflict, like the scriptures say. It said, for the Most High hath put it in their hearts to fulfill his will and to agree and give their kingdom unto the beast, until the words of the Most High shall be fulfilled. All right, and we're seeing the words of the Lord being fulfilled, man. We're seeing all this stuff play out. All right, the shortages. I work in the logistics in business, okay, transportation logistics, and right now, you know, talking about moving freight, moving cargo. All right, different flights, different methods and means of transportation of getting goods and services here and there. And right now, man, it's a shortage on. Not only is it a shortage on drivers, but to make up for it, they're taking the ones that they already have, the shortage that they already have, and they're stretching, you know, everybody's hours. All right, so you got a lot of people quitting, saying, "Fuck it, I could just get this little, you know, money from the Crown Royal 19. You know what I'm saying? I can just get this little check that they're giving out. All right, because nobody wants to fuck with Esau anymore, man. All right, and when you look up wages and stuff, you know, which we know he's the devil, but basically, man, wages haven't even went up in certain fields, you know, including transportation and logistics. They talk about wages haven't really went up in like the last 20 plus years. All right, this whole shit is corrupt, man. They outsourced all of these jobs and factories to these other nations, and basically in this speech that you see, he's pleading to give a warning about what's going on in China. All right, because Trump, he was stomped down against China. He was wanting to tax them and do all this stuff, and then now Biden, he's kind of backpedaling. All right, and these Edomites, they know, man. They know these Moabites. They've given too much control, and it's gonna ultimately be used to burn their ass, man. Because now you've outsourced all of your resources. You've outsourced all your stuff. All right, this is like when I forget which king that was, but. There are many kings, but basically he showed the heathens. He showed them all of his goodies, man. He showed all the riches and stuff. All right, never show your hand to the enemy. All right, but I'm gonna let this finish playing, man. This is a good speech. A lot of good videos on Forbes, breaking news, decent stuff. If you're looking for a lead on something.
And then Athens fell. Like Rome and Britain later, the end.
And these Edomites, which, I think Marco Rubio, I believe he's an Israelite. But these Edomites, they study this, man. They study this history. They study the inflation. You know what I'm saying? The money, the devaluation of currency. All right, all of the checks, man. All of it. Okay, all of the checks. Like he's going into, man. Athens got to a point which, Paul dealt. He dealt with all those different places throughout Greece. Okay, Athens was one of the chief places of idolatry. Matter of fact, yep, it's Acts 17:22. Then Paul stood in the midst of Mars Hill and said, "Ye men of Athens, I perceive in all things that ye are too superstitious." All right. Let's back up a little bit, because he was actually speaking to the Stoics and the Epicureans, and Mars Hill, aka Areopagus, is in Athens. There you go. It's in Athens, man. And what did Paul tell them? Verse 24. He said, "The Most High that made the world and all things therein, seeing that He is the Lord of heaven and earth, dwelleth not in temples made with hands." Because there was a lot of temples in Athens too. All right. Neither is worship with men's hands as though He needed anything, seeing He giveth to all life and breath and all things. And that's all things, man. That goes for Esau. That goes for Moab, Jacob. Okay. It says, and hath made of one blood all nations of men for to dwell on all the face of the earth, and have determined the times before appointed and the bounds of their habitation. All right, so yeah, we're all human. That's what people like to say. However, there is a division between the Lord's people, the heathen, and the rest of the heathens, man, the rest of the nations. All right, but these different heathens, they are given, like you said, the bounds of their habitation. They were given a certain plot. Okay, even Esau was given a lot. He was given a certain lands. And they've completely violated that. All right. Hey, once that 1,000 years is up, these heathens are gonna get all of their land back. You know what I'm saying? Of course, we're gonna take over all the Esau stuff, but these heathens, they're gonna receive their land. They're gonna have peace as well. All right. But up to then, man, Israel is gonna have to. We got to repay them for a lot of damages that they've incurred. All right, but back to this one.
Athens' golden age came as it always does for a great power. It doesn't come from the outside in. It always comes from the inside out.
Yep, always comes from the inside out.
And now from across the
What's it say? Smite the shepherd and the sheep will scatter.
Centuries. The lessons of history cry out for our attention. Our politics are broken. We fight over the trivial because we think the past is irrelevant. because we think our place in the world will never change, but because we think the future will always belong to us automatically. And we hide behind our own version of the walls, two vast oceans, believing ultimately we are safe from everything outside. We should not repeat the errors of the great powers of the past. My friends, we don't have time for studies and strategy statements. We need big changes and decisive action. We need to prove our democracy can work again, our system of government can function, that it can solve big problems in big ways. If we succeed, I truly believe a new American century lies ahead.
Nope. 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 You don't have a century. This is it for you. This is it. I don't know for certain if he's Jacob or Esau. I had to look up his history, but nah, America don't have a century, man. This is it. All right. This is Matthew 24:7. All right, because we're seeing this now, man. We have to keep going over this because this is what we're looking at. This is the script that's playing out now. And a lot of these different movies, especially these new movies and new shows, like brothers have been saying, have featured a lot of the script. You know, the basically, you know, they paraphrase the Bible. They go over the Bible. All right, for nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. And what are we seeing now? Pestilence with this whole, you know, situation going on where you got to wear a mask. Famines. Famines in Venezuela. You know, Venezuelans trying to flee to Colombia. Flee over here, flee over there. Which that inflation, you know, it's coming, man. It's coming. Gas shortages. They showed that shortage. They're showing pictures from the Carolinas where people are pulling up to the gas station and filling up 30 tanks of gas. You know, they got all the tanks of gas in the back. All right. Hey, it's not. America don't have a century, man. It's never been like this before, ever. All right, it's never been like this. Because it's one thing for it to be one issue, one big problem for them to solve. You know, they can patch that up. They can, you know, add extra taxes. You know, patch that up. But when it's multiple things from multiple angles, it's very hard to do. All right, matter of fact, if the Lord isn't dealing, it's impossible. All right, because you know Israel, we had problems too, but guess what? When the Lord was dealing with us, He patched all that up. All right, when He took that hedge of protection off of us, He'll tell you, the scriptures tell you, you know, He said basically, I'm gonna do this to you, I'm gonna do that to you. All of these different holes, you know, came out of nowhere. That's how it goes, man. America has been allowed, just like we read in Revelations, to get to this far. And this is it. All right, and it said what? All these are the beginning of sorrows. This is just the beginning. All right. And then I'm gonna close it off with this one. One of my favorite scriptures. All right, because I hope, man, I pray and hope. You know, that's one thing you got to keep in mind, man. I pray and I hope that I can see the end of this, man. You know, it's already ended now, but you know, look, no telling what the fuck is about to happen, man. Sirach 25:7, it said, there be 9 things which I have judged in mine heart to be happy. It said, and the 10th I will utter with my tongue, a man that hath joy of his children, and he that liveth to see the fall of his enemy. And really, in this place, you really can't see. You ain't gonna see the full joy of your children. All right, you know, you send them out into the world, and Esau's waiting for them, man. Waiting for them in the school system, waiting for them on the streets, man, as the police, waiting for them in all these different corporate offices that want to break up your family. You know, you really can't enjoy yourself here. You know, it's always, you know, the scriptures say, man, oppression maketh the wise man mad. It's always something, you know, lurking in the back of your mind of, you know, what could happen. All right, so shit, really, man, you know, this ain't the place to kick your feet up. You know what I'm saying? Me personally, I don't have a lot of that stuff going on, man, because this is my life, man. But it says, and he that liveth to see the fall of his enemy. All right. So hey, man, that's what I want to see, man. I pray that every day that I get to see the fall of Esau from the perspective of the elect. All right, because the Lord is only going to deal with the elect. He's going to bring the entire nation of Israel back through the elect. All right, because it tells you back in Matthew, it said, then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. And then shall many be offended. He said, you should be hated of all nations. When you watch these videos and while preaching and all these different other nations come up, and all of them have something to say about the word of the Lord, about the portion of Israel, what they should receive, what they shouldn't receive. You know what I'm saying? All of these other nations, especially Esau, you know, of course Esau has to come up. But this is going to be the short time where they finally can get, you know, some kind of little petty revenge, you know what I'm saying, before because they know that their empire is on the way out. Right? Like the scriptures say, they know that they have a short time. All right, so this is gonna be it, man. This is gonna be the final for all the marbles. I just said, and then shall many be offended and shall betray one another and shall hate one another, and you know this stuff is it's crazy, man. It's crazy. But I pray, you know, that the Lord, you know, gives me that spirit, man, to maintain, man. And every brother should pray that prayer, man, to be able to have the integrity and the spiritual fortitude to go through all of the different things, keeping that faith and keeping the kingdom in mind. You know what I'm saying? That this Holy Spirit be on you, regardless of what you have to deal with, man. Knowing and seeing that the Lord has us and He has everything in His hands. All right. All praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Shalom.